Hello students, this is Child Psychology, Psych 3250. My name is Dr. Bethany Fleck, and this is an online walkthrough of your syllabus. Alright, as I said before, my name is Bethany Fleck, and I will be your professor this semester. I'm going to leave the camera off here in just a minute and switch to the desktop, but I just wanted to say hi and tell you that the intention of this is so that you have a walkthrough of your syllabus just like you would if it was the first day of class. Online learning is so different than in-class learning, and you need to understand all of the requirements and all of the ways that you have of learning this material. So we're going to dive right in. Okay, here's the syllabus that you have. This is for the summer 2014. If you're in a semester that's not summer 2014, pull up your syllabus. Make sure you're following the dates that are indicated there. So you can see my contact information here. You have my office, you have my office hours, and then whatever the office hours are for that particular semester. It says print the syllabus and start here. Here's that YouTube video that you're looking at right now, so you're on the right page. So first I have a little message to you about online learning. As I mentioned, online learning is very different from in-class learning. Online classes are not for everyone. One of the things to think about is how much reading and work you need to do. If this is a summer semester for you, you're doing this class in 8 weeks when it's normally 16 weeks. So you're going to take everything that you would do in a normal week and multiply it by 2. So there's a lot of work, and online work is done on your own, not in class. I just want to give you that warning. I'm thrilled to have you in class, and if you're up for this challenge, I cannot wait to work with you. Alright, here's the course description for child psychology. This course covers the major theories of child development and research related to child behavior. A social science emphasis is placed on prenatal, physical, social, cognitive, emotional, language, and psychological development of normal children. We are going to work on applied, practical applications, research findings, how-to, and the how of growth and development, and we'll work to apply our knowledge beyond the textbook in the virtual classroom. Here are the objectives. You can read through the details, but to go over them quickly, I want you to learn the basic concepts and theories in the discipline, appreciate, understand the various contexts in which children develop, and to connect and apply developmental psychology to the community or to your real life. So the required text and technology. There are 3 different things that you will need. The first is this piece right here. It's the official Blackboard Metro Learn site. This is our major course platform, our course, where all of our course documents will be. So normal Blackboard Learn. You want to make sure that it's up and running for you. This is where you're going to get everything for your course. There's training here if you'd like to do training, and I suggest it for anybody who hasn't done an online course or worked heavily in Blackboard Learn. The second required piece of text and technology is the textbook and the purchase of the Pearson My Development Lab Access, and you do need both of those. So what I recommend is instead of buying a hard copy of your book, you just buy the Pearson My Development Lab Access, because your ebook comes with that, so you can avoid buying the hard copy of the book. This is the cheapest option, and it's the easiest option when you're doing online learning. But just to reiterate, you need to have a textbook, you need to have My Development Lab Access. If you buy the lab access, you get the ebook. You don't have to buy a hard copy of the book. Okay? I have directions here on how to register for My Development Lab for the first time. You will do this through your Blackboard Learn. Okay, so I'm going to actually walk you through this quickly so that you can see it, but all the instructions are right here on your syllabus. So when I click on the link, let's see, here we go. Here's Blackboard Learn. I have all my courses here. I'm going to click on Child Psychology. Now remember, mine is going to look a little bit different than yours because I'm the instructor. But what we have right here is My Development Lab over in the tab. So you're going to select the My Development Lab. Now I've already registered. I've already gone through this. So it opens right up to all of my options. This is where you will register, where you will purchase your access. And then from here on out in the course, you just go to that tab and you're able to get in just like I am here. Okay, so back here on our syllabus, Here's how you register. Again, you walk through that. You'll be given the option to purchase access codes. You can do it by credit card right there and then. Just follow these steps and you'll be able to get in just like I did. And then after you've gained access, you're all set. You can always access your My Development Lab through that tab on Blackboard. Okay. In case you wanted to buy the hard copy of the book or on top of the My Lab, here is the information right here in this zone so that you could do that. It's the more expensive option and it's less convenient, so I don't recommend it. Now when you first access your My Development Lab, you want to run the browser tune-up and sync your time zone. This is going to be really important, but I put a reminder for that on the course calendar. The third and final book that you need to get is Nurture Shock. It's a small book. You can buy it on Amazon. I think that's the most inexpensive place to get it and the most convenient, but you know, feel free to use other options as well. And here is the citation for that. So that is the third and final piece of text and technology that you will need. So now let's move on to course responsibilities and learning tools. We'll just cover each one here and I'll walk you through some of the pieces online if needed. So first, the My Development Lab assignment calendar. The course calendar on your My Development Lab online system will give you all of the assignments and the due dates. So you want to use this calendar. It gives you a little alarm clock. I'd actually like to show it to you again. So I'm going to scroll back up so that I can quickly get to our Blackboard course. So it's going to take me right back where we were before, but then I can show you what that assignment calendar actually looks like. So inside of our Child Psychology course, we go back in through the My Development Lab, and what you'll see is the assignment calendar. So it's pulling it up right now. The assignment calendar gives you all of the assignments that are due, all of the readings that are due with little notes also. Now you notice we're in May, so nothing's due. And for the 2014 summer semester, you'll see the due dates here. If you're in a different semester, again, your due dates might be different. But let's just start here on the 9th. If I click on it, it'll say what's due. Okay, the complete browser tune-up, just like I said, the reminder there. If we move to Wednesday the 11th, this gives me chapter 1 that I need to read in the e-text. So when I click on this, it takes me right to my chapter, which is really nice. And this is why the e-text is so convenient. Taking a moment to pull up here, but nevertheless it will once it loads. So I'll toggle back over there in a second. The study plan is here. The Stimulate the Process Ecological Systems theory is here. That's a tech assignment. We'll cover what that means in a moment. Just to go back over to this assignment calendar, here if I go to Saturday the 14th, you're probably noticing things are due on Wednesday and Saturday. You'll also notice at the top here, it's small, but there's a little reminder. And this says that your introduction post is due today on Blackboard. So in case there's something that's coming in on Blackboard, not on this My Development Lab, I've still given you reminders here in the assignment calendar. Now it shows whether it's viewed, not viewed, completed, not completed, and so all of this is here for you to keep track. Just coming into this ebook for just a second so you can see, I get all of my pages. I can move through my pages. I can zoom in, zoom out. I can do some highlighting, note-taking, and I can quickly move around through the table of contents. Okay. There's a glossary here. There's also a subject index, and there's a place that you can take notes. So everything is right here for you. Okay. All right, let's head back over to the syllabus. So scrolling back down, that is the My Development Lab assignment calendar. Readings. It's important that you read the chapters as outlined in the course schedule and on the assignment calendar. There's a lot of reading, as I mentioned. This is an online class. You need to do the reading. Readings are coming from the Burke book, which is the one we just looked at, as well as that small Nurture Shock book that you can get on Amazon. Lecture notes. Those can be found in the Content tab on Blackboard. There's one lecture for each chapter in the textbook that we will read. So you need to have PowerPoint open to be able to see them. They're PowerPoint slides. They help you focus your attention as you read, and they can help you clarify your understanding as you progress through the material. So if I wanted to toggle over to this really quick, I can go to my Blackboard site, and then you'll see there's a Content tab. Lots of things are here in this Content tab. This is an important tab for us. and you'll find the lecture notes folder right here. And inside of this folder, you're going to see all of those PowerPoint files. So I suggest bringing those up and having them while you're reading. Individualized study plans are number 4. After reading each assigned chapter, you need to complete the study plan. This is on the My Development Lab online system. There are due dates. They're on that calendar. And what you do is you open it up, you take a pre-test. It gives you some recommendations to study, things to help you with, and then you take a post-test. The post-test score is recorded, so this is part of your grade. So each of the chapter study plans is 25 points, and it's your post-test score that gets recorded. Okay, so from 0 to 25. There are 13 chapters that we're reading, so 13 study plans that you're going to complete. So that's 325 possible points. The next responsibility that you have is the My Virtual Child assignment. This is broken into 3 parts. Part number 1 is a reflective essay. It's due at the beginning of the semester. Part number 2 consists of raising a virtual child using the online system. This is really fun, and I'll show you where that is in just a moment. And then there are questions within that while you're raising the child that you need to answer, and that's worth 100 points. Then finally, part 3 is a final reflective essay due towards the end of the semester, and that's the final 50 points. So it's 200 points total. There's an assignment sheet posted on Blackboard in that same place in the Content tab. I want you to pull it up. I want you to read it. It gives full details for part 1, part 2, and part 3. But just looking here really quick so that you can see, when you go into the My Development Lab, what you're going to see, we can go into the course home, is a little tab on here that says My Virtual Child. So I click My Virtual Child. This will lead me into where you're actually going to raise your child. So you'll hit enter. You're going to see my dashboard. It might be a little different than yours. There's a class ID. You'll have to enter that class ID. That's going to populate all of the students down in here where my mouse is. That'll give you the particular questions that I'll want you to answer. You can see that I'm raising a child over here, Jack. He's 8 months old. So when I click Raise Child, it'll bring me to the progress that I have with Jack right now. Okay? And you're going to raise your child all the way up through 18 years old. Okay? So again, you want to follow the assignment directions, which are posted on Blackboard in the Content tab. That's what you want to pull up. And there are due dates for this. They're on the assignment calendar, and they're on the calendar in the back of this syllabus. Okay, moving on. The next piece are technology-based assignments, tech. For each chapter in the book, there's one interactive technology-based assignment to complete. They're on the course calendar. They're linked right there. They have deadlines. They usually entail just watching a movie or simulating some kind of experiment having to do with child development. Okay, so I want you to complete those as you move along through the reading, 1 per chapter. So 13 tech assignments and 10 points each, so they come to 130 possible points. Okay, you've got 3 chances to take each of them. You either get full credit or you get no credit. So this should be easy peasy for you guys. I just really want you to have a little bit more hands-on, even in this virtual classroom. All right, so the next piece or responsibility is the discussion board posts. These are completed on Blackboard. There are 2 assignments to complete. And on Blackboard, I'll show you where that discussion board is in just a moment. The first is an introduction post. You're going to answer these questions. There's a due date. After you've done that, you're going to comment on a couple of your peers' posts. Really simple, but I want us to get talking. I want us to get to know one another. After that, we have Nurture Shock posts. So this is where that Nurture Shock book comes in. Okay? We're going to reflect on the book together using the discussion board feature. I'm going to place you in groups. They don't exist yet, but they will. Okay? They might now that you're watching this, but me making it, they're not up yet. So you're going to be put into those groups. You're going to read 7 chapters over the course of the semester in the book, and then you're going to answer the discussion question that's on the assignment sheet in your groups. So you must respond to the discussion question, and then you must comment on a peer's post. Your comment has to be thoughtful and contribute information to the discussion. Okay? There are word counts. There's a lot of particulars to this assignment, so what you need to do is read and refer to the book club discussion assignment sheet. This is on that content tab again. So just to toggle over one more time so that you can see, if we go back into Blackboard Learn and into Content, here's where you can find all of those assignment sheets. Here's the Nurture Shock Discussion Board assignment sheet. Here's all the details for that. Then we can go into the discussion board here on Blackboard, and we can see, hey, the introduction post is already there. And pretty soon, there's going to be more posts down here that place you into your groups, which is where you will respond to the Nurture Shock aspect of the course. Okay. Make sure you look through all of those Word documents and assignment sheets. Read them thoroughly, read them clearly, and email me if you have any questions. The final opportunity is the last piece, the last piece that you have for course responsibilities. So it's a cumulative final. It's your opportunity to show me what you've learned. It's multiple choice questions, and it covers all of the course material from this semester. The exam will be found on the My Development Lab Learning portal, and there will be a link to it on the assignment calendar. So it'll be right there. You won't be able to miss it. You only have 2 hours to complete the exam. You can only open it one time, and it's worth 100 points. Okay. I have some recommendations here on the syllabus, so you want to read through those for each of the course responsibilities to help you be successful. Now I'm throwing out all of these points here. What do those all mean? Well, the course is worth a total of 1,000 points, and you can see the breakdown here. So you've got lots of ways to earn credit here. The study plans, the tech assignments, the introduction, discussion board, Nurture Shock. You've got your virtual child assignment and your final opportunity. So you can keep track of your progress through the course at any time based on the grade scale that exists here. Here is your course schedule. Keep in mind that the due dates will be different based on what semester you're in. So what you need to do is print out the syllabus that's on your Blackboard site and follow those dates. You can also follow the dates on the My Lab assignment calendar. I've color-coded it because that helps me. If it doesn't help you, just highlight it all and turn it back to black. What you have is the week. We're in an 8-week semester if you're in the summer, 16-week if you're in the fall or the spring. You've got the readings, and then you have the assignments that are due by midnight. So just as an example, here you have the date, which is the first Wednesday of the week. You have Burke Chapter 1, which you need to read, Study Plan Chapter 1. You have your technology assignment here. Moving on to Saturday, June 14th, you have Burke Chapter 2, Study Plan Chapter 2, the next tech assignment, and your discussion board introduction post. So you're going to see in here pretty soon NS for Nurture Shock. That's when those Nurture Shock chapters come in, and you're writing on your discussion board thread for those Nurture Shock chapters. You'll also see the virtual child assignments and when they are due. Okay, so you can move through your syllabus, use this as your guide, but know that it's all on that assignment calendar as well. So hopefully you will not miss anything. I'll be sending you some reminders throughout the semester about things that are coming up and things that are due to keep us all straight and keep us all on track. All right. Other important course information, any questions, comments, suggestions, anything that you have, you've got to email me. I prefer that you email the bfleck2@MSU-Denver account, but you can email through Blackboard as well. Okay. If you use the @MSU-Denver, I might be able to get back to you sooner. And I shouldn't say this, but it pushes notifications to my phone, and that's why sometimes it's a little bit quicker. Decide early in the semester when you're going to work on this course. Stick with that schedule. Okay. There's time-sensitive pieces here. But with that, you could go ahead and work ahead. You could complete the whole semester in 3 or 4 weeks if you had that much time and you wanted to really push forward. There are due dates. Things need to be due by then, but it doesn't mean you can't push forward a little bit. So email address information here. I respond to emails within 24 to 48 hours. Of course, I try to do it as soon as possible, but it's not always the case, so please give me some patience. Always identify yourself by name, course, and assignment when you're contacting me. I'm teaching 3 online sections, all different courses, all different requirements. This will really help us, instead of going back and forth on a few emails, to just get right to the point. I have my human relations and ADA compliance statement here. Please take time to read those through the syllabus. Also the academic honesty policy. This last piece here is the late or missed work policy. So I want to cover this with everyone. You can submit work late up to 24 hours after it's due with a penalty of 10 points. You have until midnight after the original due date to submit the work. If you miss the 24-hour grace period, you cannot submit the work for credit. And this 10-point deduction holds constant for all assignments, regardless of how much the assignment is worth. So if it's a 10-point assignment, a day late would be 0 points. Okay? We need to be diligent about late and missed work because there's so much that we need to cover in this 8-week course when it's being taught over the summer. Just email me if you have any questions with this. Communication is going to be key. Okay guys, that's everything. I know I went through the syllabus really quickly, so it's your job to look at it in detail, to read it through thoroughly, also to look at all of those different assignment sheets. So you want to look at the discussion board assignments with the Nurture Shock book. I think I have it right here. Let me grab it so you can see. I'm back. Here it is. Okay? You want to make sure that you're looking through all of that and what's required for those discussion boards. You also want to make sure you're understanding the MyLab requirements and the My Virtual Child assignment. I won't know unless you email me if you have a question, okay? So I can't help unless you reach out. So here's to a productive semester, and I look forward to working with you guys.